Hey folks, welcome back to the shop. Now, I know I told you I don't do tool reviews. I will build something every week. Well, this week I'm doing something different. I'm going to do a tool review. Sorry, I'm going to, but it might be something that helps you. And that's the only reason I'm doing it. Um, I've just been cutting up some bowl blanks, which means I got to get out the old Poland Wow Thing 18-inch chainsaw. And I've been fortunate. I had someone give me 2 new chains for this. But there comes a time when you need to know how to sharpen them. I can't just keep putting new blades on it. That'd be great, but I'm sorry, that gets expensive quick. And if you've watched guys who know how to sharpen chainsaw blades, it's a marvel. They have a file, zip, 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 and they're done. I ain't got that. Okay, I need some help when it comes to sharpening these. And so I found a gadget on Amazon, and it's one of those Amazon tool companies like Bang Whiz Tools or Zoom Wow Manufacturing. You know what I'm talking about, right? This one is doesn't even have a name. It's OMCCHK Tools. I don't even know what that means. It is a hand crank chain sharpener for chainsaws. Okay, and that's what we're going to look at today. I bought this. It shipped really quick. I had it within a couple days. I looked up the invoice, tax and all, exactly $30. I really don't know what a new chain goes for. I don't know what they sell for. But I'm going to guarantee you that if I sharpen this twice, that's more, I'm saving more than what it would cost to buy new chains. So I'm going to bring you in. I'll give you a look at this thing and we'll talk about it. Okay, so for my $30, here's what you get. You get the jig itself. We're going to talk about that. You get spare parts, the little blades that essentially are doing the sharpening. This is the hand crank. Mine's already put together. I bought a little bit more expensive one because I wanted a pouch to keep everything in, because in my shop, if I have spare parts, they go someplace where I won't forget, never to be seen again. And you get some really bad instructions on how to use it, which is customary for tools from this area. This is made out of some type of aluminum. Well, I mean, I guess there's only one type of aluminum, but it's made out of aluminum. These handles are plastic, but you're not really cranking on them real horrible. Oh, and you get what it says in the instructions is a hairbrush. You want to brush your hair with that, you go right on ahead. Okay, so I went ahead and got it set up on the saw. And essentially, you put it on. This silver part is a stopper. Okay, your blade backs into that. Okay, right in here. These 2 screws mount it to the bar. This holds the chain. Okay, this tightens this to the chain. What I usually do is put everything together loose until I know that it's where I want it, and then I tighten everything up. I always mark the first blade I'm doing so that when I get around to the far side, I know I'm done. I always mark it in red. Tried marking it in black, and if you're out in the sun, it's just going to look like everything else. If you mark it in red, it's going to look like you cut your finger. You will notice that. And then basically, you're just cranking. Pull it out. You're going to loosen what's holding the chain, and this allows the chain to move to, oops, wrong one, next one, to the next cutting head. Tighten that back up, and it should be ready to go. I always go both ways. I don't know that it matters. Loosen this. And it's every other one. There's 2 different angles. And the angle is the most important, and consistency is the most important, which is why I got this. Because I would mess up both. And that's all there is to it. Now, when it comes time to switch, it has a chute that comes in the opposite direction. Okay, you can see that coming in, and you just readjust everything, and you're set to go. So, do I think it's worth it? Well, to be honest with you, I can't tell just yet. I have sharpened this blade twice. I have noticed after sharpening that it does cut better. This is obviously, what's the politically correct term? There is, I don't know. We're not politically correct here. This comes from the land of sushi. Okay, does that help you out? So it's going to be cheaply made, but I think it works. I think there are probably ones that work better. I know that there's an American-made version of this. I don't remember the company that makes it, but whereas I paid $30 for this, if I'm not mistaken, that one is in the $60, $70 range. Okay, I'm not a $60 to $70 range person. I'm more like a $30 range person. But I think it works. I think it works well enough for what I paid for it. And if it didn't work, I was only out 30 bucks, which sucks, but you know, it is what it is. But it does seem to work okay. I have another chain hanging right over there that I'm going to sharpen and just leave in the case, because if you're out in the field and you hit something, and to me it's almost quicker to change the blade than it is to try and sharpen with this. Okay, it's a little bit quirky to use. Once you get it figured out, it's a lot easier. Okay, when I first started using it, I loosened all three of the mounting screws and readjusted everything every single time. It wasn't until just fiddling with it I figured out that once it's set, you can leave it. Just bring it to the next blade, boom, you're good to go. It would take far less time to sharpen that way. But what I do with the box, here we go. But the OMC CHK tools chain sharpening jig, for right now, it's working out pretty well for me for what I paid for it. Eventually, I would like to just get a set of round files and actually learn how to do it correctly, because it would be a lot quicker. But again, this gives me the consistency and the ever so important angle. So I hope that helps you out. I know this is a wood shop, but I cut bull blanks and I need a chainsaw to do that. So if this helps you out, I hope that it does. Maybe it helps you make a decision as to whether or not you want to try and buy one of these. I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep using it, at least till it wears out. So thanks for hanging out for a little bit. I do appreciate it. I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless.